G'day viewers, Ivan here from Peak Off-Road. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Artie's popped over for a quiet ale and I dragged the camera out of him and said put the little mic on. Doesn't look too bad. I'm going to show you what we've been doing for the last couple of days and a little bit of what they call Troopy porn. So coming to the workshop, we have the showroom on the other side and this is our workshop area. I'll try not to run into the forklift. As you can see, I've got old Angry put away for the night and a couple of beers are all had and done. Basically, what we got here is two Troopies. One is a V8 Troopy, it is a 2021, sorry, and the one on my left here is a 2002 Troopy 6-cylinder. What normally happens is I get the questions all the time. How does this all work? What does it all entail? So if you make that decision, I'll go step back one more step. So if you are interested in a Troopy roof conversion, I'm not going to sell you the Troopy roof conversion. You need to want to buy it. You need to be 100% committed to this. It is a very, how would you say it, final thing. If I cut the roof off, it's not going back on, and then you are committed to the conversion. So you need to be 100% certain that this is for you. And that, in saying that, we have a vehicle in the showroom. You grab your pillow, grab your missus, jump in and out of it, open and close it, and look at it again, and look at it again, and then say, yeah, all right, we'll do it. And then we'll do it and make it all happen. So what normally happens is, in this case here, this car is brand new. It's got a second stage engineering. So when you get a brand new Troopy, you have only really one decision to make. Will you or will you not have a GV upgrade? And you do that here in New South Wales, firstly, before the number plates go on. And that way, that is now federally approved. So in saying that, if you want a GV upgrade and doing a suspension lift, you get that done first. Then the next step is to bring the truck to me. We then cut the roof off and then we get the car engineered for our local state. There's reasons for that and I can explain that to you later, but it's quite convoluted and laws and all that. But the GV upgrade you should get done for federally and then get the roof cut off. Now, once you've got the roof cut off, there is, for the people here in New South Wales, there's a couple of things you need to know. The rear seats are going to be removed and they're not going to go back in. There is enough headroom, so it'll only ever be a two-seater. You've got to be good with that. The car will only ever be a two-seater. If you put the rear seats back in, it won't be able to get engineered that way. You'll have to pull them out. Now, in saying that as well, if you want to go get your car in a motorhome after we're done, so to do that, it meets another specific set of laws. So firstly, you get your GV up done, get the roof done, and then you do the internals per your engineer. The engineer will, or the law says that you need a seat, a bed, a screwed in cooking appliance, and a few other bits and pieces. But what happens then is, it goes into a new set of criterias where front and rear axle weights become very important. Now, if you ever see the old rental vehicles, they don't have a bar on the front, or they definitely don't have a winch at the front because you go over on the front axle with the way the weight is distributed. So you must consult your engineer. So don't come and get the GVM done, put all the bars on, and then get the roof cut off and then try and go get a motor home engineering. That's just not going to happen. You'll have to pull the front bar off, put the standard bar back on, and then it will meet the criteria. It's all done. It's all black or white. There is no brindle here. It either meets the criteria and then it goes through that, or it doesn't. But anyway, enough about that. I'm going to give you a quick run through. And look, right here, what we normally do, the car comes to us empty, where there's two men here that have to work inside the vehicle. So And as part of the engineering, the engineer asked for us to have the vehicle empty. So it has cupboards, they come out. So can't complain about that, it's just the way it is. We then, two of us work in here for 2 days. We quickly cut the roof off, right? And then we glued this one on. So at the moment we've just done the ceiling on the top, and the roofs that actually come on and off. Well, I'll show you in the end of the video a quick one from one of our old videos that how the roof just pops off and then we just bang it on top. Sometimes the new trucks are pretty good, as in they're pretty square. Not always, but they're pretty square. The problem is with the older vehicles, which I'll go to in a second, the new ones are pretty square and they go on pretty good. These are all made in a jig, so they are super accurate. If the car is out, the car is out. It's not usually the Alu-Cab roof is out. Again, you can go see the rest of the videos, and there's plenty of comparisons between one roof conversion and another. But this is the way the engineering is done. I'll show you on this one here. This is a 2002, and both these guys have gone through for the sound deadening, as you see here. Now this one here has got a floor at the bottom, so all of them will have floors to screw your cupboardry onto and whatever you need to do. Now this one here has a fibre mat. I've told the customer that you should remove that. It will just hold water. The Troopy has a corrugated floor, so if any water does get in, it won't sit on the timber. You do not need waterproof ply. Again, the camper vans have been using this forever. Now, going back to this is a 2002 model in excellent condition. It's had a paint job, but this particular vehicle is not quite square. That's more than likely is over a period of time with four-wheel driving. The chassis is just, not the chassis, but the body's a little bit bent, like not bent, but not square. So our job is to bring the sides in. So when you cut the roof off, the sides just go boop, just a little bit. I'm not talking a lot, 15 mil. 15 mil means the roof won't go on. So then we bring in with some ratchet straps and bring the sides in to the measurements that are required. And they're all very specific. Some of these are good like that and some are not. Some have had an accident, and that also, excuse me, when we go through the process of vetting the cars before you put the roof on, we have a good look at that and make sure the car is worthy of the roof conversion. Oh, excuse me. With heights. Now this one is engineered with these tyres on. Both these cars have engineering for these tyres. So if you do not have engineering for your tyres and you have a very big offset, the offset is not per the law in New South Wales, in New South Wales, Australia, then the standard tyres will have to go back, or the tyres that are within the offset, and also the tyre width and diameter. Height, width, offset. It has to be, otherwise standard tyres go back on. There's not really a lot to show you on the front. I think you've seen enough Troopies. This is basically for those people who are asking the questions on what is the process. So again, I'll go quickly. If you say yes to a Troopy, we find a roof, you get your Troopy, it comes over. So we've vetted it, it's going to go good, empty inside. Engineer comes out first day. He comes out and he says, right, yes, I agree, Ivan, cut the roof off. Ivan then goes quickly and cuts the roof off, and then once the roof is cut, the engineer comes back. He goes, oh, good, you've done a really good job, Ivan, here. Takes lots of photos, puts it in his file that we've cut the roof off. So now the roof is cut. We then get the roof, we glue the roof back on, and once we've glued the roof back on, then we can actually call the engineer again. The engineer again goes through and has a look, does a weighbridge docket, fills the paperwork, and the car is finished. Now from the time it is glued on, it is 2 days the vehicle sits here not moved. We do not want any flexing of the roof while this sedal, which is the same stuff that holds the skyscraper windows on, sets. Now this is set with water. So as we bring the roof down, we have a squirter gun and we squirt water on because it's quite thick inside. Between here and the other side, there's nearly an inch of, not quite, a little bit less than an inch, probably about 20 mil of adhesive sealant. We also then fill the gutters, right? So there's no chance of water actually pooling and getting into your roof and back down again. So again, engineer inspects it, we cut the roof off, he inspects it again, we put the roof on, a couple of days later, he inspects it again, the whole process about 7 days, depending how busy the engineer is. Also, relative heat and humidity does help, does make the job go a bit quicker. In winter, it takes a little bit longer, maybe a day or two, and in summer with high humidity, it'll go off the next day. So that's how that works. So that's your process from start to finish, 7 days. We do a lot of Troopies. I've been doing now for 7 years. We have a pile of roofs very high. The job for us is very easy. The hardest part is, for me, it's very easy, sorry, but for you guys, you get to chop one Troopy roof, and that is your roof. So for me, it's just another job. We do it very well, and we can really accommodate for any variances that are in the Troopies themselves. There's been some very difficult Troopies to fit up, I can tell you that now. Some have been very difficult. Both these have been very good, just needed to be pulled in on one side. Excellent. Well, that was a mouthful. Hopefully you get something out of it. And also from now on, I can now give this video out to the customers who are thinking about Troopies and what they need to do to have their Troopy roof cut off. I implore you, you must come down, have a look at the Troopy, get your missus involved, sit inside of them. These are not canopy campers. The conversion has to follow the roof. A canopy camper is 1.6 wide. This is not that wide, it's 150 short of that, so it's much tighter. The roof space up the top is enough for your bedding, not so big pillows, right? It's not a 3.1 tent or some of the other brand tents where you can throw in a small child and close the roof and you've got the 6th seat. So there you go. Enough about me dribbling. Thank you very much, guys, for hanging around and listening to that. And come down to the showroom and have a look, and we'll see you then. Oh, by the way, thank you to Artie for taking this video, and 4X Adventures again for doing the editing. We're a great team, and hopefully we'll see you out there. Hooroo, guys. Enjoy.